As a child, have you ever thought of magical places just to create? Special realms that was filled with colors and objects that had significant meaning to you. Where everything is perfect and in its right place, even if the world looked a little crazy. You can allow your mind to go to a place where creativity is endless. And as soon as you speak it, you create it. And once you start, the ideas flows from you just like a river. There are no limits to what you can create, to what you can become, or what you can build. And these creations of yours can be immortalized. Starting one letter at a time, we build words, phrases, paragraphs, and pages. You create something so genius that for years and centuries, people will be talking about it, or even talking about you. Letter by letter, word by word, page by page, you and your ideas become immortalized. And the annals of history by taking your creativity and expressing it in written form. However, writing creates you. As soon as you create it, as soon as you articulate your ideas, the act of writing, you begin to get upload of more ideas. And the more you write, the more you create. And the more you create, the more you write. For someone serious about writing, standing on the sidelines is not an option. To make a move is not an option. You are writing because you believe that you have something to give to this world. According to the dictionary, creativity, the ability to transcend traditional ideas, rules, patterns, relationships, all the like, and to create meaningful new ideas, forms, methods, interpretations, or imaginations. Now imagine if we really used our words to create something that will last the test of time. Our history have always consisted of words. Initially they were spoken, then they were drawn, but then they were scribed as a language that took the written form. Scrolls were penned and books were compiled. Today we have technology that allows us to capture audio and video. However, the written word will always last through history. Written words have built empires, and written words have torn them down. Now, plenty of people have ideas and dreams, but the first step to turning those into reality is to write them down. The words become reality and the plans become blueprints. And with the actions, we can actualize the ideas and manifest it into reality. The entire process gives us space to develop, improvement, and corrections. Nothing great comes from just an idea. It was a staged process, and it all started with writing it down. One of the greatest scientists of our century, Albert Einstein, used to journal his ideas and his thoughts rigorously. He developed ideas that have changed the way we do things. His ideas on relativity has boosted the way we do things in our modern world. From a discovery of the black hole, to the GPS, and the satellite navigation. All of this came about because of an idea. A dream that Einstein had about riding a sunbeam around the universe, which he passionately wrote down. He wasn't even aware of the impact. He didn't even think it would change the entire world for that very century and centuries to come. The uses of the theories of relativity has spread through our life from popular science fiction to science fact. And it started with an idea. which Einstein voraciously wrote down? Or how about Leonardo da Vinci? Notes and sketches. Unusual, if any, of his mirror writings. He was left-handed, so mirror writings came easily and naturally to him. Although it is uncertain why he chose this method. While somewhat unusual, his scripts can be read clearly and without difficulty and without the help of a mirror. There's one major precondition that you need to cultivate your ideas and your words: a healthy mind. A healthy mind has two parts. Firstly, it thinks beyond limitations. And secondly, it has a bias towards action. Let's briefly look at the second part. The bias towards action. There's plenty out there which can spur you into action. But there's a difference between taking the right action and the wrong action. And it comes down to intention. With the right intention, any action you take will be seen as progress, regardless of obstacles, hiccups, and failures. However, with the wrong intentions, all actions will be compelled, no matter how true or pure they may be. The intention then can be sourced from the first part that we mentioned. The ability to think beyond limitations. Limitation comes from the words you tell yourself and you think to yourself. Many people call this negative thinking, but I think that's a little too simplistic. Limitations are certainly connected to negative words. And we know that repetitive and recurring use of negative words can have an impact on your mind and your creativity in your life. But limitations are more than that. Limitations include, along with negative words, lack thinking, a victim mentality, dogmatic stubbornness, and stinginess. Now we only have doubt of this from time to time. But to overcome this, it takes time. The good news is there is a quick way to do this. If you think that I'm going to say writing, then you are correct. Writing is like therapy. You start with limitations and you write and you write and you write until you have exhausted all your limitations on paper. From the average person, that's between 3 to 6 pages of journals. However, for some people, it may be even more. And for others, it may be less. Once you have exhausted those thoughts, you don't stop. You then start writing what is now in your mind. But that is when the words can come alive and you start experiencing something different. That is when your creativity starts to sing again. Because it is no longer stifled by your limitations. Maybe, just maybe, writing is the miracle cure. Let me tell you a story of when I first started writing. I was about in the 3rd grade, and we were just given some paper and was told to write. I would write stories of me being a hero, and I would just constantly write stories and then rewrite endings of my own bad stories. So I started using my words for power, even in the 3rd grade. I even was winning awards in the 3rd grade. And this is where I experienced my love for writing. Yes, I'm falling in love with writing. That is how it is for me in writing. It was my love for writing that carried me through my divorce. It was my love for writing that helped me through the death of my father when I just wanted to die. See, why I love writing, it was giving me a new way to allow myself to heal and to return to who I truly am. When I ran out of paper, I began to write on my phone. In fact, I had books, journals, pieces of paper, all with my writings. The various letters that I wrote turned into something that people can read forever. Writing took my bad experiences and allowed me to reinvent myself again and come alive again. But I did it through words, specifically writing words. My love for writing can create that you and I have and turn it into topics that people can talk about for centuries. And the beauty is that it's never too late for you to write, no matter how many bad experiences you've had in your life, especially those that made you want to give up. The simple fact of writing has changed all of us. The one word you write can unlock a whole new stream of ideas, which can help you see a brighter future. Write just one word, and you can immortalize yourself with the annals of history.
Thank you from TEDxMercerIslandHSWomen.